Guys and dolls, Freedom Dad here with our Glenn, Mr. X, and I just wanted to do a wee quick follow up of the video where it gave you so much laughs and just to clear up a few things about who he was actually talking about. So who were you talking about, Glenn?
I was talking about this is Islamic Muslim. He was raised in Northern Ireland. He had bomb components and other things, and it was said that the things that he had could probably take down an aeroplane.
That was the first terrorist, I think, in Northern Ireland.
Yes, this was the first terrorist.
Well, Muslim terrorist.
Yes, Muslim terrorist in Northern Ireland. He was an Al Qaeda suspect, so he was, and they didn't know where he came from. He just appeared here, and what it was, my friends from Shankill one of them got him, and he grabbed him with his two hands, and he swung him. He got him by a beard, by two hands, and he swung him right round the canteen. And these the prisoners within the Gabby prison, they they were they were like sort of annoyed with him at times. He had a prayer mat and saying he used to chant to Allah at night times, and all people couldn't get to sleep with him. But everybody was weary of him, Protestants and Catholics, because he was an Al Qaeda suspect and he had bomb components. And I was said in court and all that it was there was enough air, whatever, it could bring down the airplane. So I'm reckoning, and other people are reckoning, that he was either planning an attack at George Best Airport or else Aldergrove Airport.
So basically, what we're talking about here is like, as we see in England with the Muslim Brotherhood and the Islamic extremists are in the prisons, running amok, attacking prison officers. That's not going to happen in Northern Ireland, is it, mate?
No, it's not gonna. It's not gonna happen in Northern Ireland. I just think both sides of the community would fight against these.
But I'm talking about in prison. There's no, like, in our prisons. They're not coming into our prisons and taking things over and attacking prison officers and doing what they're doing in England, is it?
What it is, as far as prisons in England, Mark, so is England, Scotland, and Wales, and these Muslim extremists is they've like sort of threatened people within prison, and they've converted a load of white people to Islam.
Convert or get hurt.
Convert or get hurt. But they control jails and all the prison officers is even scared off them.
It's mental. We talk about Islam, and we seen patriotic media shouting "fuck Islam," and a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's a bit extreme and all that." But the bottom line is there is a problem with Islam, isn't there, man?
Yes, there's a problem with Islam. It's a religion of hate. It's a death cult and all. And you'll call like the white people infidels and all the same. They're superior to the white race, but I'm not being racist. But I seem to think that
Well, it's not us being racist because we're quite happy to, like, our men would marry a Muslim woman, you know what I mean? And it's like but it doesn't seem to be like that. They won't. If they want to marry one of us, we've got to convert to their religion, and there's no room for, like, they don't integrate into society. They stay with themselves. They have families stay together. They vote together. They go to mosque, and they're a lot more organized than us. And you can't really. There's not really any room for us to be a part of that unless we convert to Islam and go by the laws of Allah and the book. The Quran, the book of Quran, or the Quran, or their Bible, basically
yeah.
just trying to explain it to people how we feel in Northern Ireland, because there's a lot going on. Do you know what's going on in Kenya and places like that, and Congo?
Well, I know it's like a bit of like slaughter times, like a genocide against people in
Christians.
Kenya and all.
Yeah.
But another thing, Mark, I would like to say, these Muslim ones that's coming into the United Kingdom and Northern Ireland, they're coming in from war-torn countries: Iraq, Afghanistan, Gaza Strip,
Syria.
and Syria. And what it is, and these hotels, Mark, that these are fighting AIDS males. You know what I mean? These are an army of soldiers. They're coming over here to the United Kingdom and Northern Ireland without their wives. They're preparing a war in a few years down the
Do you
line.
think they're here to police us because of the digital ID and cashless society that the Labour Party, Tony Blair, and the Conservatives have been building along with the Fabian Society to put us on these? And then if we resist or go against it, then they've got a police force ready to go.
Well, I just
Well, most of them are getting security jobs.
Yes,
right? You
yes,
see
yes.
everywhere we go in England, Wales, Northern Ireland, Ireland, they're all getting security jobs,
Yes,
security passes
yes,
straight away. They're in the country, new name, new identity, and boom, there you go. There's a security pass. Now I know how difficult it is, and everybody in this country knows how difficult it is to get a security pass. You know what I mean? And you can't just give them out like confetti, but they seem to be giving them out like confetti. So that tells me that they're getting ready to work with the public and understand the laws as far as the security man goes. It's just a step up to being a police officer.
yes. See another thing, Mark. This British government, Labour government, they're a left-wing communist government, and they believe that bringing all these different nationalities in the UK and Northern Ireland, and they're ruining the country. Is what I said to you before, and a lot of people says Margaret Thatcher was against immigration. She spoke out against it, but the Labour's really ruined the country the past few decades, and it's been turned into a left-wing communist country. Then after a while, I believe that there's be up money Muslims and there's uh, Muslim Defence League, there's Islam for UK, and there's Muslim Brotherhood. And after a while, they'll be getting up in power, and they'll be calling
So
for
they,
the
they say whenever they come, like in Northern Ireland, we've got a small majority of Muslims coming into the country, right? Obviously, we've got the fighting age men, we've got the Eritreans, we've got a lot of people that we feel it's overwhelming some of our communities. But they say that they come in peace, and they're quite nice. They're quite nice. They give them money to charity, they give money to local football teams, they get involved with the community. But it all seems to be money, money, money. They seem to be buying us.
yeah.
They work on our empathy. How long do you think? What happens? What changes it? What do you think changes from them being nice and oh, we're not wanting to change your churches and the mosque, so don't worry about your dogs walking in the park, to where we are today in England, where they're wanting to change everything?
I don't. Well, to me, Northern Ireland's not Northern Ireland. Plus, England, Scotland, and Wales, it's not the way it was. Everything's changing. All we're being replaced. And all. A few people I know that lives up in the too far and up the Woodfield, they were saying to me that the area's fairly changed. There's people moving out there and all. They're just being overrun by immigration and
Do you think whenever foreigners come into a certain area or street that people start to leave?
as I start to leave, they just don't like it. They just want to move out to the next area. The people's just moving out to the next area. Then when the next area they move into is they're being replaced again.
But do you think that with your involvement with the BNP for so long and your knowledge of politics of England and what's been going on, because you're well ahead of your time. There's no two ways about it. Glenn is well ahead of his time in Northern Ireland. You were one of the first persons to speak up about what was going on right back to 2014. Do you think there's any way back for England?
Well, I say England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. I think if they start to get things done now, we should have a bit of a chance. Like, but I think he's
So
most.
how do you deport all these Muslim men that have come into the country and they have citizenship and they're classed as British,
This,
Pakistani or British Afghanistani or British Syrian or British Iraq?
well, they should. I think the British government should just take a lead the way Donald Trump's doing. He's deporting these ones back. There's
So
different.
you think that anybody that's been given citizenship under this traitorous government should have the citizenship taken back off them, or at least reassessed?
I just like
So
we.
their asylum claims should be reassessed with a new government.
Yes, should do a clean bill of health and gets things sorted and all. For these ones in working, I don't mind foreigners coming into work. They're paying the British taxpayers money. I don't mind. Like these other ones coming in, look, money, this and that. There's not enough money going towards it.
Yeah,
National Health
we're
Service.
talking over 1.5 billion a month on social benefits just for foreigners. That's I worked that out myself. It's probably a lot more. I'm being a wee bit conservative with that figure because I don't want to be seen to exaggerate. But we don't even need to touch on the crimes. I put a video out this morning about the crimes that are going on in Ireland from the Irish. I can't remember his name, the Freedom Party. You've seen it, that guy.
Yeah.
Yep. So we have politicians starting to talk like us. What do you think it's enough, or do you think it's too late? Do you?
Well,
How do like? So we've got a situation where we've got millions and millions of foreigners who are having 3 to 4 children to our 1.5 children. That's fact. Okay, that is fact. They're having 3 to 4 children to our 1.5 children. Okay, now anybody with any sort of sense can quickly do a bit of math and say, but in 20 years' time, some people say 10 years' time, I'm going to say 15 years' time, there's going to be a serious change in demographic in England.
yes.
How do they get around that without deporting all these men who are going to be having children?
Well, they'll have to start now. They start the deporting. And it's not tomorrow, the next day, the next day. They have to start now. Just sort it out. Which is good ones, which is bad ones. Plus, you have to understand, Mark. It seems Muslims coming in from war-torn countries. I told you earlier on, these are a fighting army, and after a while, was it when they get too powerful, they'll start a war. It'll be like the provisional IRA all over again, bombing Northern Ireland and parts of the United Kingdom. So they'll have to hit it in the bud now.
That's my next question. Do you think these people would probably fight next to the likes of the IRA or the Sinn Féin, or you know what I mean? Do you think it will be us against the foreigners and the Republicans because they'll help them destroy the Union and get rid of get an All Ireland? Do you think that's what their game is in Northern Ireland?
No, well, it's what I just think. Sinn Féin, IRA, and these dissident Republicans, they're all left-wing communist terrorist parties.
But that's a problem for us.
Organisations. Yes, it's a problem. But I believe that these Muslims coming in, I believe that when they get really strong, they'll be doing a bombing campaign the way the IRA done. And I believe that these Islamic Brotherhood gangs within the United Kingdom will be bombing likes of army barracks or police barracks, and they'll be. I believe they'll start a war against British MPs. That's what I believe.
So, yep. So you think that's what the government wants? So there's not another general election and Labour get to stay in?
I don't know.
It's a tricky one, isn't it?
Yes, it's a tricky
But
one.
what other reason are they here? Why are they here? Why have all the Muslim countries around the world? Why are countries?
Well, what it is, Mark, they're going into they're getting into Europe and all in the United Kingdom, Northern Ireland, plus they're getting into Republic Ireland. It's a spread of Islam that seem. I believe that these Muslims, this Islam, I think they seem that they're superior over the white race. I'm not being racist over that, but I think that
No, they're superior over Sikhs and Jews and Druze and even even certain like the Kurds. You know what I mean? They believe like this, depending if you're talking Shia, if you're talking Wahhabi. You know what I mean? It depends what one.
Yeah.
You know, it's there's different Muslim fractions, but they all sort of come off the Quran and follow the Quran to the letter where we don't. You know what I mean? Extremism is amongst us, and it's here,
yes,
and it's time somebody needs to take action. Our government needs to take action.
yes. It's what I've always said. Mark, I believe Islam, the way it's being preached now, I believe that Islam, the way they get on, they want to take over the world.
Yeah.
Full.
Well, that's what they keep telling us. That's what they keep telling. They're
Yes.
telling us that themselves. You know,
Yes.
but yet our government keeps saying, "Oh, it's okay that the religion of peace, and if you say anything bad against them, it's Islamophobia." But anyway, let's just quickly touch. We're not to say too much about your case, but you were up in court today again, weren't you?
Yes, it was up in court today, and it's been put back to Wednesday next week, the 26th of November. And what it is, I've learned today in court that there's going to be 13 witnesses, and my cultural expert witness.
Who's the 13 witnesses?
Well, my one of the witnesses
Who's the 13 witnesses against you?
it's 12 PSNI officers against me, and the other witness is my cultural witness.
So you've got 12 police officers who are witness against you, and that's just basically saying, I found this painting, I found this picture, I found this badge. That's basically what these witnesses are going to be saying. The memorabilia that was found in your house, they're going to be giving evidence, just basically saying, yeah, I found this in this cupboard, I found this in this drawer. And you've only got one witness, is not that one witness, and that's the cultural expert.
Cultural expert. And Mark, what it is, my people saying to me, no, these 12 PSNI witnesses against me, ones could say we found Lenny Murphy's picture in the house, Billy Reid, or BNP badges, or the UVF flag with John Bingham's name on, and other things. Plus, I also, my friends, and I also think that there'll be other police witnesses that see me in and around up at South Belfast Botanic area, but I wasn't ratting or anything. And what it was that day, we just had that rally. It was called the Southport murders, and the fella murdering those three lovely primary school children. Was one of the kids age 6, one of them age 7, and age 9, and
So when you up again?
well, I'm up again, Mark, Wednesday next week, 26th, and they're going to see is all the police witnesses ready to go to court. My cultural expert witness will be coming over from England. They're waiting to see if everything's ready to
for the first.
1st of December. And Mark, it's what I say. If it's going to go to trial, I just think they'll end up jail me, like, cause it's I was saying the day and all, it's like a Tommy Robinson thing, and it's like a government.
There's no jury. There's no jury.
Yes.
Just like at Tommy Robinson trials, there was no jury. It's just a judge that's going to decide your fate.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult for them all eyes are on them. You know, this is
Mm,
an historical
mm,
case. It's a political prosecution,
yes.
and it's going to be a benchmark for the rest of us.
Mm,
And
yeah.
if you don't think it concerns you guys, please believe me, this is something different that's come to the lands of Northern Ireland. These are charges that we've never heard of before. You know, having bring cultural experts arguing over words on a bit of paper. You know, the words are factual. It's the truth, and that's the problem because it's against Islam, and they do not want you to know how bad Islam are because they want you to accept Islam and let them come into your country. And then when there's enough of them, they're going to take over, just like they're doing in Birmingham, just like they're doing in Rochdale, Luton, London, and all the rest.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Plus, Margaret, Islam, these Muslims, they've taken over different parts of Northern Ireland. They've took over a part of Portadown, Dungannon, Cookstown, Ballymena. Somebody told me about 2 years ago, that they says if you're looking at drugs, see the Muslim ones down Ballymena. You can go to these shops or whatever, and you can get drugs. They've taken over, now the foreigners, different nationalities, have taken over a housing estate in Upper Woodfield, Jufarn. Plus, they've taken over these these streets in Shankalow just off tenancy. It's
Yeah,
terrible.
well, let's be honest. If you're going to be a drug dealer, then you've got all your runners. You've got your Deliveroo. You've got your Just Eat. We've seen them operating in East Belfast. We've seen the big guys standing, watching for the guys all coming in and out. What are you going to? Going over and talking, seeing what there is. So they've got a network that they've mapped their streets. They're in and out of every street in Belfast. So it makes sense that the gangsters or the criminals from that from these type of people are going to take advantage of this situation. And the big problem we have is the police are scared to even pull them for tax and insurance. So it's a safe haven for them. They can travel about Belfast with whatever they want in the car because none of the police are stopping them. It's not until we go into this McDonald's or these places and we do the MOT checks that the police actually start doing something about it. But then it just dies off. As soon as we die off, it dies off. So there's a big problem. And you're aware of that problem,
Yes,
and you're not far right and racist. This isn't something like at the end of the day, you love your own people.
yes, I love them.
But you're not against black people, are you?
No, I'm not against black people.
You're not against foreigners,
Not
like
against
you've
foreigners.
said.
I don't mind foreigners coming in if they're paying their British taxes. That's all right. But I don't like these ones coming in now.
The
And
hotels, the
yes,
fighting age
yes,
men.
yes,
It's something's not right.
yes,
So you looking forward to next week to find out what's happening?
yes.
Are you worried about this court case?
Well, to tell you the truth, I've been saying to my friends and all, if I jail me, it's
Are you
uh,
scared of jail?
no, I was in jail before, but
Are you looking forward to going to jail?
well, it doesn't like scare me in a way. But I always say to
Is
my
there
mates,
a small party? We're all institutionalized, I suppose.
yes,
We've been in the
yes.
jail. We've all done a good stretch,
Mm.
and it isn't a scary place for us, is it?
No, it's not a scary place. So what it is, I just say to my mates, as long as they're not going to hang me or give me the guillotine, chop my head off, I'll be okay.
I don't think they're going to hang you. We won't let them hang you, Glenn. Okay.
I know.
Listen, thanks for talking to me once
Yes,
again, mate, and we'll be there next week, and we'll be there for your trial if it goes
yes.
ahead, which I doubt very much.
Thank you
Freedom
very
Dad
much, Mark.
with Mr. Axe. God bless.
God bless.